Hi, I'm Barry John, and welcome back to Let's Play Descent Vertigo. We're in the back half of the game. I have two co-pilots, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Laylite, and I had some really good chili today.
Hi, I'm Mycroft Holmes. I'm gonna turn this down so you can actually hear me, because it's quite loud.
Oh, he must be sitting beside one of the guns then, getting all the raw audio.
No, we're just asking the robots to please shoot at us less loudly, please.
We can do that. So, Mycroft,
so...
thank you for joining us. How much experience do you have with Descent?
0. I have heard of it. It's a 3D first-person, full degree of freedom flying sim. It's up there with like Duke Nukem and Doom as one of the early things they tried, and it's supposed to be a classic. Never actually tried it the way I have Duke Nukem or Doom.
That's pretty good, because this game was back from the mid-90s, so that's around the right time frame.
I mean, it's still surprisingly accessible nowadays. The fans have done a lot of work trying to modernize the ports, the engine updates. The demos are freely available, so you too, viewers, can try this game out if you want.
Yep.
I seem to recall there being a Steam game that was claiming it was Descent-esque that was randomly generated based on the files on your computer.
And
I don't know whatever happened to that.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I must have missed that one. So, I know there's, been quite a few spiritual successors. I mean, there's Descent 3, of course, but that's not really spiritual. And then there's Overload, which I always keep saying I'm going to play one weekend and then never get around to actually doing.
Don't worry,
but that's a personal problem.
There's a reason why this is a mega threat. I'm hoping to get to do Overload at some point. There was another one from the late 90s where you were flying around as basically space bikers, but I can't remember the details of that one.
Free Space?
No, Space Bikers. Free Space was one with the Shivans.
There's just a whole era of gaming I never interacted with because I was born in 1990.
You have my sympathies.
So, all these... Yeah, I have to go back and try all these games, and some of them are like, I get why this is groundbreaking at the time, but when you compare it to modern stuff... Like, Doom is timeless. Doom's perfect as is. Duke Nukem's pretty good as is. Duke Nukem Forever isn't, but, the original Duke Nukem's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, we were just saying the other day how these early 90s FPSs did so much to popularize these common concepts, like the shotgun in video games being awesome.
And then stopping to work after 10 feet.
Yes, yeah, that is the common problem I have with shotguns when I play Battlefield 1.
So turning to the actual video footage that we're seeing right now, I think they did introduce this new enemy that's shooting those yellow ring projectiles. Do they actually matter, or are they just another one of those enemies that just shoots at you?
They just shoot at me. There's nothing special about them. Of course, die, thief, bot, die is the usual refrain.
Trying to catch them with those mines?
Yeah. I've played this game enough that I've got a certain feel for the way the Thiefbot AI works.
Honestly, I don't know why.
Otherwise, it doesn't seem like this level's trying to pull any special tricks on you.
No.
I don't know why, but the aesthetic of this is reminding me of System Shock 2.
That's fair.
Well, to be fair, level 10, 2 levels ago, was literally named Citadel Station.
Oh, okay. I'm looking forward to the remake of that's supposed to come out, the remake of the original System Shock, because that's not an accessible game to play.
No.
I guess they are pulling that nice, level design trick where they show you the goal ahead of time. You can see that red key, but we're probably gonna have to go the long way, loop-de-loop, before we can actually get there.
Yep, gotta get the blue key.
But it's nice to give you a goal to actually aim at. I want to go right here.
Yeah. But, it was a case of gotta get the blue key, then gotta get the red or yellow key, then gotta get the...
Yes, key cards, a staple of 90s game design.
Yep, just ram into them to collect them.
You have vacuum in your pants, so might as well. Jesus
Didn't someone do the math on Doom guys running and claiming he was running at 60 miles an hour? I love those threads I used to see.
Oh yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
on-
It gets even
I
better
used-
if you do strafe running.
Yeah, I used to see those threads on 4chan sometimes back when I went on 4chan, and it was like, Doom guy can run at 60 miles an hour. Why isn't your protagonist running at 60 miles an hour?
Oh god, okay.
I'm thinking of that time they did that, like, the Mythbusters actually did an episode on that where they set up, like, this warehouse full of zombies, and, like, they had this, they were trying to run through them, of course, while carrying all that stuff, and it was just ridiculous. But, then they had, like, what was it, like a Marine carrying all that stuff, and of course, like, that's a whole topic in and of itself, the ridiculous amount of weight that, soldiers carry nowadays.
Yep.
Obviously, like, he did a much better job of it, of course, but they didn't really show a lot of footage of that, and I was always disappointed by that part.
Well, to be fair, how many ways can you show footage that's just Grant or whoever carrying a bunch of shit walking really slowly?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the other part they really focused on was how awkward it was to carry all this stuff as far as bulk, not just weight. Like, the chainsaw was always, like, dangling awkwardly over them, and they had, like, all these straps, and
Yeah.
it was just awkward.
One of I was in seriously. I've seen all the keys. You seriously, guys, just let me have a key. Don't keep dangling them in front of me like this. But yeah, I remember.
No.
Maybe the robots are hoping you'll be distracted by staring at the key so they can shoot at your back while you're in rapt awe.
Not the worst thing.
Look at our graphics. This was amazing for the 90s.
Yeah.
The keys are sprites. They're not even, like, textured.
Yeah, the keys are sprites. The hostages are sprites. I'm pretty sure, like.
I think all the pickups are sprites, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, they sure did get a lot of mileage, you know. This is, they're decent resolution textures, but they're nothing amazing. But they just try and they mix them together as much as they can to try and make the environments look different from one another. To varying success.
Yeah. Don't mind me here, just double checking and seeing. Oh wait, there's a secret passage through here.
And two separate sets of hostages. Interesting.
Yeah, they really need
So,
to put headlights
go
on
ahead.
this
Oh,
thing.
there is headlights. I just don't use them most of the time.
Oh.
Yeah, because in what was probably not a very well-considered move, they take up energy, which also is your gun fuel. So
Yeah, that's not...
like, I guess it's a balancing factor for a multiplayer, but, like, how often do you use the headlights in multiplayer either?
Yeah.
Well, you literally just got a headlight boost. You literally just got a headlight boost.
Yeah.
Yep, let me just melt that down in the furnace for more energy. Just crunch that Omega cannon into scrap. More energy.
I'm not going to argue for that.
Yeah, so I think we kind of glossed over that in the whole, like, pre-introduction, but this is also kind of DLC for the game, which might explain why the plot is even more bare bones than it was for the main game. And
You were
also
lucky
why
if
there's
anything
all
in
these
the
weird
90s
textures
had...
around.
Yeah, you were lucky if anything in the 90s had anything resembling a plot in the actual game, and not just in the manual.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
I can't remember how many
use these
times...
guided missiles to take out these specific enemies. Really hate those mid-tier enemies.
Then I just had a surplus of guided missiles, so...
Oh, not for long.
But
Yeah, there we
But
go.
yeah, technically
That
this
was
isn't
that,
DLC as it's understood modern. It was a full. This is a full-on expansion pack, a standalone expansion. It
Did it come in a box?
probably did.
To be fair, the only reason it wasn't downloadable content was the internet wasn't advanced enough.
It does have a point.
That's true.
I mean,
this was
we-
back in the
we
days when
say-
you had to send a physical check in the mail to the developers to register your shareware copy.
Actually,
Yeah, I mean, we talk about how DLC is a scam oftentimes, and it's like, were expansion packs not scams? I'm not saying all DLC's created equal, but a DLC is just an expansion pack you get over the internet.
I remember...
Yeah, I mean, these were clearly held up to some level of quality control relative to the average user-made level, and it is a full campaign.
Yeah. What was it? Do you guys remember Wing Commander Prophecy?
I never played Wing Commander.
Well, basically...
I was never a flight sim guy.
Basically, its entire gimmick was that you would buy the first episode, and then you would download the subsequent episodes for free as they were published.
I just remember the DLC...
so it's kind of like buying a subscription to a magazine to see, like, the first chapter of Charles Dickens' novel, and then your subscription would pay for the rest of the issues, and you would get the rest of the chapters of the novel.
Yeah.
That is not a good comparison, but I went with it anyway.
I like it because it's a historical comparison. I'm a history nut.
Thank
I was
you.
literally just playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and that's a slow game. Let's talk about video game design for a second, because Red Dead Redemption 2 is fucking amazing.
Yes.
They did so much for verisimilitude. They did so much for verisimilitude. They make you feel like you're a cowboy. The problem is they go too much for verisimilitude and not enough for gameplay. I get that it's interesting and verisimilitude for me to have to do X, Y, and Z. But that's a lot of dead time.
Yeah, to make it a little bit more generic, there is a legitimate reason in video games why you might want to intentionally bore the player, but that is a really, really fine line to balance along.
Usually you bore them to let them lower their guard before you hit them with your best shot.
I mean, the story in Red Dead 2 is great. It's very emotional. You grow to love the characters, and then all that terrible shit happens to them that I'm not going to spoil, but... Well, we all played Red Dead Redemption 1, so I think we know how it turns out.
He goes home to his farm and lives out the rest of his life in peace, right?
Yeah.
If anybody blew up Guidebot, I would first blow up this mine and then my own ship. Oh, hey, we got the yellow key while all that was happening.
Yeah.
You really think they would up the ante? Like, that's a really boring key ambush at this point. It's just one monster closet. We've already had levels where they opened up, like, 5 doors when that happened.
Or opened up whole new sections of the level.
It doesn't even seem like those new guys with the yellow triangles and the rings. They're barely doing any damage. Like, those, sniper RNs from the last few levels are way scarier than these guys.
I can see that.
I mean, I guess they just need a little bit more filler to replace the Descent 2 regular enemies, but even then, like, they don't really seem to be serving that much of an extra purpose at the moment.
You know, I think the last flight sim I actually played, aside from War Thunder, which I'm terrible at, was some sort of secret weapons of the Luftwaffe type thing on the 360, which I remember being very good because you got to fly a bunch of, Allied and Axis prototype planes. So, you got to fly Meteors and Me-262s and HS-129s and stuff.
So, like, because it was a prototype, it flew strangely, like the physics were different?
It wasn't that in-depth of a flight sim. It was more arcadey than anything. But I enjoyed it because you got all these weird and crazy planes you could fly. And the last mission was you escorting a pack of heavy bombers to bomb some sort of Nazi super weapon, while you kept jet fighters off of them. I remember it being very good.
I mean, that's the amazing thing, is, like, if you really read up on this stuff, there's so much weird stuff in the blueprints or on the books that, like, you don't even need to make up weird stuff. There was enough weird stuff in the Nazi weapons and the Soviet weapons that, like, didn't reach mass production, but, like, it's sometimes truth really is stranger than fiction.
Yeah, in the history community, it's got the nickname Napkin Waffa, because a lot of what we have is just a sketch on a napkin. that was part of some plan, and like 90% of these plans are entirely because we don't want our engineers to be conscripted, so they have to go fight the Russians.
Yeah,
Just suck as much money off of the government as we can so we don't have to go fight the Russians.
yeah, let's not get sent to the Western Front. Or the Eastern Front.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to
Yeah,
say, if there were Russians on the Western Front, that would have been a major intelligence upset there.
There are plenty of...
I think Luft 46 is the website that has like a huge collection of this shit. It's really cool.
Well, I'm pretty sure there were Russians on the Western Front. Just Russia's west.
Well, then I guess they wouldn't have called it the Western Front in English then, would they?
Meh. Oh. Can always use a free smart missile.
That's gotta be one really soggy smart missile. Like, are you sure the electronics are okay on that thing?
You're right, I might have to fire it off at some point to check.
Yeah, I think that's a smart missile -1.
Did not mean to catch a flash missile like that.
I guess that's kind of the other subtle thing that they're trying to go for here is the mix in projectile speeds. So, like, that one was so slow that you had time to duck into cover, think everything's okay, peek back out, and then get hit by it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's certainly a one.
Yeah, if you're designing a bullet hell, projectile speed and projectile width are two of the things you got to think about. Oh, there we go. There's a red key.
Yep, time to get out.
So I was actually watching that. You seen the news about Cyberpunk 2077? Oh my god, I can't wait till that comes out. I'm sorry if that's off topic.
No, it's
but
not.
I'm just
No,
so
no,
excited.
it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
My problem is just that I live under a rock, and I don't think I've owned a console since, like, the PlayStation 2, so whenever I hear about this stuff, I'm thinking, oh yeah, that must be nice.
No, it's going out on PC.
Oh, okay.
They got Keanu Reeves.
You might have to upgrade for it.
Yeah, they got Keanu.
God knows I have.
Yeah, they got Keanu Reeves to be a character in it.
He's a nice guy.
They managed to not, according to Red Letter Media, the new Bill and Ted's actually passable.
Okay.
I don't have a dog in that fight because I've only seen the first Bill and Ted, and I was like, that was good. I think that's enough Bill and Ted for my lifetime.
Yeah, you were a key.
You go into a Bill and Ted movie with certain expectations.
It's an 80s stoner movie.
Alright, what have we got defending the reactor this time? The usual suspects?
It's actually pretty lightweight, all things considered. I mean, I'm not even seeing a proper,
Yeah, where's the missile hulks?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like you've cleared most of it out already. That's bizarre, honestly.
Yeah, but actually, you see there's that long, thin corridor there. You may have seen me take a quick glance into it earlier, but there's a hidden switch down there, hidden behind the reactor.
Oh, it's underneath the reactor?
No, here, let me show you in a moment here. Once I get these guys cleared out of the way. Down that little corridor there.
Oh, that's too small to fly in yourself, isn't it?
Yep. But that opens up the wall behind there, which reveals a cloaking device. That seems kind of weak sauce for that particular secret, but I'll take it.
Yeah, it seems like that Max was there to just try and disorient you while the other flighty guys kind of picked you off, and they moved somewhere else while you were blinded. But, I don't know, something about that ambush just fell flat.
Yeah. I gotta say, like, this level is Oh, classic homing missile guy in front there. I'm just going to ignore him because I'm cloaked. But it was a very bleh level.